Steadfast and unmovable, a sequoia. This is your purpose. That's what I wrote in my journal during a season when nothing in my life felt steady. Not the marriage, not the clinic, not the version of myself I thought I was building. A sequoia doesn't brace for the storm, it just stands. Not because it's rigid, because its roots go so deep that the surface weather stops mattering. I wrote that too to remind myself I could stand as well. There's this idea that strength means not being affected, that groundedness means nothing gets to you. That's not what I'm talking about here. Everything got to me at that time. The patient I lost, who I still think about at odd hours, the conversations at home that went nowhere, the weeks when I was running on fumes between the ER and the clinic and wondering if any of it was adding up to something real. Everything got to me. But there was a part that didn't move. And finding that part, learning to stand in it, learning to return to it when the rest of me was scattered in 10 directions, that's what I want to talk about today. This is not a concept. It's a practice, as something your nervous system can actually learn. A sequoia is the largest living organism on the planet. Some of them have been standing for 3,000 years. They've survived fires, droughts, earthquakes, lightning, and they're still there. Not because they're indestructible. No, sequoias actually have shallow root systems for their size, which I didn't know when I wrote those things in my journal. What makes them stand is their roots interlock with the roots of trees around them. They hold each other up. But the principle I keep coming back to is simpler than that. A sequoia doesn't fight the wind. It lets the wind pass through its branches. It loses the bark and sometimes limbs, but it bears the scars of every fire. And it's still standing, not despite the damage, but with the damage. Your nervous system has something similar. A built-in capacity for steadiness that most people never develop because nobody teaches them it's there. The vagus nerve runs from the brainstem all the way down to your chest into your gut. It's the longest cranial nerve in the body, and it's primary channel of what scientists call the parasympathetic nervous system. The rest and digest system, the part of you that says you're safe, you can come down now. Vagal tone is a measure of how well your vagus nerve functions. High vagal tone means your system can shift from stress to calm more efficiently. Low vagal tone means you get stuck in the storm, you react, you spiral, the anxiety loops run, and you just can't find the exit. Here's what's remarkable and interesting. Vagal tone isn't fixed, it's trainable. Breathwork trains it, cold exposure trains it, and meditation, especially long-term meditation practice, fundamentally reshapes it. In my work with patients in altered states of consciousness, I see this in real time. The nervous system is learning, session by session, how to hold more without collapsing. Studies on long-term meditators show something that really made me think when I first read it. The baseline neural activity shows patterns of equanimity. Not suppression, not detachment, but equanimity. The emotional centers still activate, they still feel, but the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain involved in perspective taking and regulation, stays engaged. They feel the storm without becoming the storm. In fact, they feel it deeper because they can stay with the emotion. The Buddhists call this Upekkha, equanimity, the ability to be with whatever arises without grasping the pleasant or pushing away the painful. Marcus Aurelius called it the inner citadel. He wrote, "Retreat into yourself. The rational principle which rules has this nature. It is content with itself when it does what is just, and so secures tranquility." Not tranquility because life is peaceful, tranquility because something in you is. These two traditions, the Stoics and the Buddhists, arrived at the same understanding from opposite ends of earth and separated by centuries. That tells me something interesting. That this capacity for steadiness isn't philosophy or religion. It's a feature of consciousness itself. Something wired into what we are when we learn to access it. When I wrote Sequoia in my journal, I wasn't being poetic. I was desperate at the time. I was in the middle of a season where the ground kept shifting, and I needed to remember that there was something in me that didn't shift with it. Something older than my identified anxiety. Something deeper than my role as a doctor, a husband, a father. The witness, the observer, the part of you that has watched every version of yourself come and go is still here, still watching, still quiet underneath the noise. You have this in you right now. Whatever season you're in, whatever is shifting, whatever ground feels unsteady under your feet, there is a part of you that doesn't move. Not because it's numb, because it's rooted deeper than the weather can reach. You don't have to find it in a retreat or a ceremony or at a therapist's office. Though all of those can help, you can find it tonight. Sit still for 5 minutes. Let everything come. The worry, the noise, the urgency of grief, whatever is circling, let it come. And notice that you're still there underneath it all, watching, breathing, present. That's the Sequoia in you. It's been there the whole time. You don't need to brace for the storm. You just need to remember how deep your roots already go and how connected they are. If this resonated for you, please consider sharing it with someone and keep noticing what notices.